All right, so this is 14 millimeters. Sony was kind enough to send me the Sony 14 1.8. I've been having fun with this lens. This junk is crazy wide, as you can see. Um, yeah, we're super wide. But I'm using it on the FX3 right now, so I'm going to zoom in. And you guys, this is crazy that you can zoom in. Hit that real quick. Boom. So essentially, you're zooming in on the sensor, not on the lens, of course, because it's a prime lens, but let's hit him with it. Oh. Ooh. I don't have a mic on. I should probably put a mic on. 1 second. Favorite lenses, my 28 to 75 2.8 by Tamron. I don't even got to explain. This lens is 2.8 aperture, so if it gets dark, it's ready to go. It's super light, super fast autofocus. I love this lens. It's one of my favorite lenses for sure. This is what I use. Like if I get into any situation where the players are in the end zone, and usually I'm pretty close to them from the sideline, I won't shoot the 100 to 400, of course. I'll shoot the A7 III with the 28 to 75. All right, so I take this Omni charge with me. We just gonna hop right into it. So my name is Lamar Griffin. I'm based out of Denver, Colorado. Right now, I'm about to shoot my first game of the season. I'm an NFL LCC. Prior to that, I was an NFL freelance. My company, Lamar Griffin Films, we work with players individually, but now I work for the NFL, and I am very happy to be a part of the NFL team, the NFL staff, the LCC program. But going back to that video I made a year ago, was that a year ago? I don't know. Might have been 2 years. I don't know. Year, 2 years. Video says a year, but could have been 2 years. You don't know. I don't know. I only use one lens for videography now with my Sony camera. So I want to make a whole what's in my gear kit bag, what's in my bag gear. I want to make a whole what's in my gear kit video. But as of right now, I'm just going to show you guys my main setup that I shoot the entire NFL game for video. If I'm shooting photo and video, which I'm often doing, I don't know, maybe 30% of the time, someone will need pictures for a certain, whatever they need it for. I have the A1, which, let's just hop right into it. I have the Sony A1, which is capable of taking the highest level pictures in the world from a Sony camera. So if anyone needs pictures, so my main body I'm rocking all year is the Sony A1. I love this camera. Once again, if you're new to my channel, I have a whole rant about why this camera just works for me and the kind of things I do for the NFL and for my personal business and just for everything. This camera is just the perfect camera for me. It's about the same price as a Red Komodo. Actually, this is probably more expensive than a Red Komodo. Just the body, just the body, because I know the Red Komodo can get really expensive. And I'm a big fan of Red, but for what I do, for my workflow, my business, everything I do, the A1 is the perfect camera for me. But photo-wise, video-wise, I'm shooting the A1 all game. And if I know I need to take photos, then of course I'll probably be on the 70 to 200 G Master. I finally bought this lens like I think a year and a half ago. I bought it used. You guys know I'm a big, if you can get it used, try to do that kind of guy. So I bought the 7200 used, but the lens that I use the most on game day, and I will be using this lens the entire NFL season, and a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings on why I'm using it and like how it makes sense. Here's the thing. This is me. I've been doing this a little bit. I think I'm pretty decent at it. And I've shot a lot of different lenses and a lot of different bodies. And my favorite lens that I would recommend to anyone getting in sports, especially if you're on a budget, which I am always on a budget. I've been saving up for, more expensive gear and, building my business. But this is the only lens you need. This is, this is the Tamron 28 to 200. This little guy is amazing. There is nothing that you can't do in any sport with this lens. Now, if you're indoors, that's going to be a little tough. But if you're shooting the A7S III, if you're shooting the A7S III or the A7 III or the new A7 IV. Is it A7 IV? Would it be A7 IV? Yeah, if you get the new A7 IV, if you could only buy one lens, I'm recommending you guys get the Tamron 28-200. This lens always stays with me. So I'm just gonna, here's the bag. I'll show you guys the bag. Here's the bag. Got the bag. I'm gonna just put that in there because this always is with me, no matter what. Last but not least, like I said, I don't want to make a full what's in my bag kind of gear kit video, but in the YouTube video I showed you guys on the iPad, I was talking about how when the players get too close in the end zone, I like to be on the 28-75 2.8 Tamron. Of course, I've sold that lens. Now I have a 24-70 G Master. I just, worked hard, upgraded, so I don't have that Tamron lens anymore. But that theory still stands true for me. And I want to explain this to everyone so that, if you saw my Instagram post, or if you're a sports shooter and you're like, wait, like, why do you shoot, a 28-135 when you're shooting sports? On the Sony A1, when I pair it with my main lens, the Sony 28-135 servo lens, you can zoom in, zoom out. This is a cinema lens for the FS7, FX9, FX3. It works with the zoom rocker. This lens is what I will be using all season long, and it's perfect for football, sports, video. Being able to be at 28 when a player is in the goal line and I'm standing, probably 10 feet away from him, not even 10, it's probably more than 10 feet, but I'm standing fairly close to him. Being able to get zoom out is super, super important, because if I'm on a 70-200, which this is, I think, the #1 focal length for most sports, especially football, 70-200 is going to get you, what you need. But for me, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm trying to figure out ways to be more innovative, more creative, and get shots that I think the players would like, and I think the teams and the clubs in the NFL would like. So, we as NFL employees, they give us, the choice of what lenses, what bodies we want to use. So me, I use the Sony A1 28-135, and then for those who are saying it's not long enough, the Sony A1 shoots 8K, and so if I need to punch in, I can go into APS-C mode, and this 28-135 essentially becomes a 44-210, and I'm not zooming. So like, this is how I zoom on this lens with this little trigger. On the 70-200, of course, I'd be doing this, which is not hard. Like I was saying, let me end this video. I was shooting in 60 frames per second because I had the camera set for what I usually shoot for during the games. I'm not recording that whole video. That's my fault. I'm not a professional YouTuber like most of the people that you watch. I'm trying to get there, trying to get better, but I just recorded all that in 60 frames per second, and I'm not doing it over. So with that being said, shooting, my main setup the entire year is the Sony A1 28-135, and then if I go into APS-C mode, it is a 44-210. The camera's not doing anything, the lens isn't doing anything different, but the sensor is reading it different because this is a sensor that's able to shoot 8K. So since this sensor can shoot 8K, when I'm shooting in 4K and I need to go into APS-C mode and then use clear image zoom, this thing is pretty much a 70-200, but better, and it can get wider and get just as long and longer, if that makes sense. But yeah, so for anyone who was wondering why this is my main lens for video for this year, and if I need to take pictures with this, I can. I don't like to do it often. I usually like to have the 100-400, like I have this game, just in case I need to take some pictures. And of course, I did not sell my A9. That camera was just too good. It's just too good of a camera to sell. Maybe I will in the future, but as of right now, it still does everything I needed to do. So I probably have the A9 with the 100-400, and then the A1 with the 28-135, and yeah, I think JDP or somebody else. I just always bring a backup camera, so we'll bring the A7S III. But I just wanted to show you guys my main gear setup. Sony A1, Sony 28-135, big boy, and yeah, you can put an ND filter on that. So usually I like to throw a little ND on there. This is a night game, so I probably won't because this is F4. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll probably shoot the ND on it during the day because we get to the game 4 hours early. But I'm going to let y'all get out of here. I just wanted to show you guys my main setup. And I'm going to let you guys get out of here, get back to what you were doing. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Appreciate you rocking with the YouTube. I got a video coming tomorrow. And then I got a video coming the day after that. And I'm going to just keep trying to put out content. So please stay with me. Stay patient. And sorry about recording in 60 frames per second for the beginning of this video. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. So I appreciate you guys watching. My name is Lamar Griffin. Peace.